Yo guys, Neb here, and with arena points resetting tomorrow, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get to champion division before the tournament starting in 1 week. This video contains everything you need to know from landing spots to different in-game strats, so make sure to not miss any of it. And yeah guys, thanks for clicking on the video. So guys, to begin with the video, I'm going to be talking about some overall tips and how you guys want to be playing out your games. As we're speaking before points reset, I don't actually know what the arena point system will be from tomorrow. However, judging off current times, I would say that the best game mode for gaining arena points is currently duos or trios. And this is just because overall elo is a lot lower, especially when you compare it to solos. As with every single time players are trying to get to champs, there becomes a point where their gain in points starts to slow down. And my best advice for this is to start making a consistent game plan. I'm not going to give a certain amount of points where you should start to play safe, as we're all different skill levels. However, once you start to slow down in gaining points, that's when you need to stick to a game plan. What I mean by a consistent game plan is that you're always landing at the same spot, rotating and fighting in the same areas, and say using the same cards to rotate. And also I must mention that these drop spots that you should be picking should be slightly more edge of map to make it safer. When you become more consistent off spawn and stick to the same game plan, you become better than other players at fighting in say an area of the map or landing at a certain drop spot, and this increases your rate of survival, meaning that you can be alive more often to gain all those top heavy placement points at the end of the game. Most people when getting to champs go into the odd spiral where they just decrease in points. If you have a consistent game plan, this is less likely to happen. However, if it's happening to you, then I'm going to teach you now about how to combat tilting. If you don't know what tilting is, it's basically where you just get mad and it really affects how you're playing and it makes you play a lot worse. Some signs that you may be tilting is that you just stop caring about the points and you just go into a repeated cycle of dying. Another sign of being tilted is when you're very impatient, and also just when you're getting very mad about dying. The best way to combat it is just simply stop playing before you let it happen to you. For example, if you find that you're not playing too well or you're just getting angry for no real reason, either take a break from the game for an hour or two to help your mentality, or hop into creative and warm up if you're not playing too well. At the start of the arena grind, you will not have any buffs there, and that's why I would strongly advise you to W key. If you're not so confident at W keying, or if you're a good player struggling to W key in champion division, then here's a nice little tip for you guys who are trying to consistently win fights and W key in arena. When landing, you need to be picking a small spot next to a POI. This small spot should always be uncontested, so you have no risk of dying due to RNG off spawn. Make sure from the drop spot you're getting a full loadout, good shield, and also cap mats, and then you can W key into a POI that's nearby. Some good examples include the Butter Bar next to Rocky Reels, or Sunny Steps next to Daily Bugle. However, there's many more, and I'll let you guys find some if you don't like those yourself. So now we've covered all of that, now I'm going to be going over some relevant in-game tips to help you guys who either want to W key or play safe. So first of all, starting off with a defensive playstyle, I recommend landing at somewhere like the beach near Jones's, as it's less contested and it's also really easy to wrap dead side around the map. You also want somewhere where you can get fish, just like at the beach, because fast heals allow you to fight more defensively and focus on more defensive piece control instead of just having to pop big pots and get pressured. If you can, try to rotate through somewhere like the AI bot at Tilted, which drops you pads, and this allows you to pick and choose your fights, as if someone's good then you can pad away from them, and if someone's bad you can either run after them or pad on them as well. During the mid game while playing defensive, I recommend either rotating through some rifts or boxing up next to rifts so that if you get keyed you can hop into them, and if that's not possible then get a car from a gas station with wheels and bring it with you around the map. I would advise to play on the edge of zone until like 50-50 zone, and then once in the center of zone you can start to box up and play it like a scrim. To finish it off, I just want to talk about two items that are really good for defensive playstyle as well, and that is armored walls and also the repair torch. What the repair torch does is you blow it at your walls and it basically makes them build faster, so if you've got a metal box you're not going to get sprayed while it's slowly building up. Now on to tips for W keyers. First, I would say land somewhere where it's very easy to third party fights. As I mentioned earlier, a small place next to a big POI with lots of fights to third party. To get the most amount of kills possible, I recommend staying on the side of zone with the most amount of people rotating into zone, and this will be the opposite of the dead side. And also try to rotate through some cannons, as you can just bomb it onto people. One last thing you should be doing as a W keyer is carrying the vehicle mods, because as you can see on screen you can just chop it in front of anyone's wall and they can't build and you just win the angel. One final tip to give to all players, whether defensive or aggressive: make sure to use the new parkour and sprinting. And this is because you can win fights a lot easier by taking high ground unexpectedly, and you can also run away if you're a defensive player. So guys, that's been it for this video. If this video helped you out in any way, shape or form, then please don't forget to subscribe, as there's going to be a lot more videos relating to the new season with a lot of tips that you guys are going to need going into the first tournaments. I also reply to all comments on the channel, so be sure to drop some support as well. And yeah guys, thanks for watching the video.